What happens when Mr. Baker bakes? Good morning, I'm Chuck. I'm an educator with a new job this year and a new commute, and thus this new podcast. Me filling the time, all the extra time in the car this year, talking about school, my life, family, faith, politics, pop culture, how all those go together. And today I'm just thinking about Flapjack Friday that I had on this past Friday for the students. Where this started, there's two things that got this started. One thing was actually last year. Last year at my previous school, we started working with an organization called CT3. Don't remember what that stands for. But they have a no-nonsense nurturer model, and they had a book called Every Student, Every Day, and as a part of that model, besides doing some really precise directions and narrating what the kids are doing positively, instead of pointing out kids that are doing the wrong thing, you point out kids that are doing the right thing, and building relationships. There's a piece about incentives, consequences and incentives. And so something that got introduced into my practice last year was the idea of class points, which the whole class can earn when the whole class is following expectations and when they follow the precise direction that was given. And then the whole class gets the incentive at the end. Even if there's that one kid who, quote unquote, doesn't deserve it for whatever reason. This actually happened on Friday. Kid had just done something else that was not positive, and another student said, I don't think that kid deserves pancakes. But the rules of the class points is we earned all those class points together, so everybody gets the incentive together. So class incentives, that started last year. Most of the time last year it was just kind of free time at the end of a class period to do whatever you wanted. This year I wasn't actually sure if I was going to do it because my new school isn't tracking that I'm implementing that no-nonsense nurturer CT3 model, so it was going to be totally up to me if I did it, and I was still undecided. But at the Homecoming Pep Assembly, I won a waffle maker in the teacher competition. Where the waffle maker came from, I do not know. Why that was a part of our teacher supply victory game in the midst of all the post-it notes and tissues. I don't know how that happened either, but regardless, I got this waffle maker. I didn't need it at home. We have two at home already, and I was just trying to figure out what in the world I was going to do with that. So I thought, let's make some waffles for the kids. Excuse me, students, the teenagers. So that became what the incentive was. I decided we're going to do class points from that moment, and once the students got to their goal, then they would get waffles in class while they worked. I did this for AP Stats, got the incentive first, and it took forever. And also the waffle maker was terrible. It was bad. Very cheap model, which wasn't a surprise, but it made it really difficult. Like it took a long time. All the waffles stuck to the waffle maker. Was not a good experience. So I decided with the other classes that I was going to do pancakes instead, which is pretty much a decision that we make at our house anyway, because waffles take forever and pancakes are really fast. And there's 6 of us at home, and so that's what we do. So I made, and we call it Flapjacks because alliteration's great. So we went from Waffle Wednesday to Flapjack Friday, and the first round of flapjacks were made for the B-Day kids last class, and it was so fun. It turned out great. The mix that I had gotten at Costco worked out really well, and it was good tasting. We didn't have any syrup because I was just like, you don't want to bring toppings, that's fine, but I'm just making the flapjacks. Because I'm kind of, as a general rule, against spending my own money for these students. That's kind of been my general rule forever, my whole career. It seems kind of underhanded to bribe kids into liking you is kind of how I always feel about it. Now on the other side of this, being a person who made pancakes for his classes, I see it a little differently. Like, it was just fun, but I was trying to set a limit there because I've got four students / kids at home that I am the sole responsible person for feeding them and getting them snacks. So anyway, that's where that goes from that. Typically, I do not really spend money on students outside of just teaching and learning materials. But so we did it. It was so fun. Everybody was super sweet and appreciative, and somebody took a picture of me while I was mixing up and sent that to a bunch of their friends on Snapchat, and that kind of went quote-unquote viral because a kid I saw later that I don't even know was like, "Mr. Baker, what are you baking? I saw your picture." So that was kind of funny, interesting. It at least meant that the kids were into it, and that was cool. So maybe the next incentive will be even more effective. So second round of pancakes, flapjacks is today, because I'm not going to see these 8A kids again until after break. And so we'll be making flapjacks again today. This is Monday. What another reason why Monday is like the second best day of the week. A few episodes ago, I said Mondays don't have to suck. I think is what I called it. And I'm holding to it again today. Sunday was yesterday, my favorite day of the week. Fantastic day. Went super well. Super refreshed and recharged from the weekend. And now Monday is here, and we're going to have pancakes while we take our final. How fun is that? So let me know what you think about student incentives. If you are a former student in your life, did you have teachers do this? When your teachers did it, was it effective for your class, for yourself? If you are a teacher, how does this look for you when you do incentives in your class? Have you ever done class points like this? So just let me know what you think. Hit me on the X at Chuck C. Baker, on Instagram at Mr. C. Baker for Math, or at Drive Time Diary, or I'll see you IRL. Thanks for coming along on today's drive. We'll see you later. Drive safe.